Greetings, here we are at the gates of hell, the Darvaza Crater in Turkmenistan. It is a gas crater. It has been burning for about 53 years due to a Russian accident with this natural gas crater here. And what do we do when we're at the gates of hell? We do the Kangarena. Kangarena. Here we are, about 2 hours into our trip out to the Darvaza Crater. We've just stopped off at the service station and its associated, as we can see, cafe. It's mainly as a toilet break, but anyway, we just thought we'd have a look around. It's pretty sparse. We're in the flatlands here, as we can see just over the hill there. The familiar red and green roofs of Turkmenistan are in evidence. Past a couple of small villages on the way, but apart from that, it's pretty much desert or semi-arid scrub. And if I can just pan around, that's sort of what the rest of it looks like. Seen a few camels on the way, quite dark brown ones. Apart from that, it's been a bit bumpy. Apparently it gets more bumpy from here on. Well, we're about 2.5 hours and they did describe the road as being a bit rough at this point. It's apparently about 2 hours, it's quite interesting. I just did a video on it. On the wrong side of the road, and we're on the wrong side of the road.
You see what's actually stored in the desert.
It's been raining relatively recently. When we arrived at the crater, to tell the truth, I was pretty disappointed. There are a few flickers of flames at the bottom of the crater there. We looked around, but it really was quite disappointing. So the only thing to do was go away and have some dinner and maybe come back and see if it was any better after sundown. The Darvaza crater is around about 70 metres in diameter with a depth of about 30 metres. It was exposed in the early 1970s, around about 1973, after a drilling collapse. A natural gas pocket collapsed and caused the gas to be eliminated. At that time, the Russian engineers decided the best way to deal with it, rather than have this gas flow into the air as a pollutant, they would set it fire. And here we are, over 50 years later, it's still burning. That said, it's dropped by about 1/3 over the last 5 years at the time of filming. If you're staying out at the crater, then it's strictly a bring your own affair. Catering is a little bit limited. There are definitely no shops out there, so what you bring is what you can eat. Supplies are fairly limited as well. There's only a limited supply of wood, but you can stay in a traditional yurt. Maybe they're a little bit more Western than traditional yurts, but nevertheless, you might have to find yourself going out with a spade, using a squat toilet in the middle of the bush somewhere or other late at night. But there's plenty of sand to hide your tracks. Darvaza Crater, just after sunset, and it's looking very, very bright. Been burning about 52, 53 years, something like that. Just amazing. Waste of natural resources, non-renewable resources. So there we go. Right, so that is a once-in-a-lifetime trip to the gates of hell, Darvaza Crater. Over and out. Attempts have been made to stem the flow rate of gas in the crater. There are a number of wells that have been dug nearby, but they've had little effect. The general emission rate is considered to be about between 1 and 3 tonnes of methane per hour. Given that methane is around about 80 times worse than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas, maybe it's not a bad idea that it is being burnt.